or give you report cards out. Now, we have a capitalistic system when it comes to report cards. In other words, if you worked hard, if you put forth the energy and the effort to make an A, we give you what you made. And it is reflected on the letters on this report card. I have in my hand here people in this room that have made all A's. People that have put in time, energy, and effort, and have to be pretty smart also to make all A's. And so you will be given what you earned. Now, let's say, for instance, that I decided to go to a socialistic system of reporting grades. Here's what would happen. I would take all of these A's right here. We do have some people that made F's that did not do very well. I hope you do better next time, but for right now, there are some report cards that have F's on them. But I'm going to go to a socialistic grading system, so here's what I'm going to do. Everybody that made straight A's, I'm going to confiscate your A. I'm going to take it and I'm going to give it to the people that had F's. And so there's nobody that has any A's anymore. If you made all A's, now you have all B's, and I might even take one or two of your B's and give you a C, because if I have so many F's, I have to take those F's, and I don't want anybody to make a F, and I'd really not rather anybody make a D. So I just might take your A's, give them a D to a C, and an F to a D, or even a C. And now everybody in here has B's and C's. That's socialism. Now, let me ask you some questions. I don't want you to answer them. I want you to think about this. The people that made the A's, that I confiscated their A's, are they going to be happy with this system? And of course, the answer is going to be no. Now, here's another question. Will the people that made all A's, will they work as hard, put in as much time, put in as much effort to make all A's next grading period? And here again, the answer is going to be no. Why? Because I have stolen their incentive for doing well. Now, here's another question for you. The people that made F's, are they going to work harder and put in more time, energy, and effort to go from an F to a C? And the answer is also no. Because they understand that I am going to confiscate somebody else's A and give them a C when they really made an F. And so they have no incentive for doing better. The A students have no incentive for doing better. So everybody does worse. So here's the difference. Change the grades to money. And that's what socialism on an economic scale is. There are some people that have intelligence. Some people put in a lot of energy and effort to do well in this country, and they make a lot of money. There are others that don't do as well. They don't put in as much time, don't put in as much effort, don't put in as much energy, and they may not have the interest and they may not have the intellect to do very well. But socialism does this. You see, I would be the government. Socialism, basically, through the government, takes the rich people's money. How do they take it? They call it taxes. And so you tax the rich, and you tax them severely, and you take away their profit, and you give it to the people in the lower economic classes. But here is what happens. The people at the top lose their incentive to be productive, and so they produce less, they work less, they think less, they do less, and so they do not make as much money. And the people at the bottom never have the incentive to work harder and to lift themselves up out of poverty, because they know the government is going to give them a handout. And so what happens over time to every socialistic system is that it implodes upon itself. It grinds to a halt because nobody has the incentive to be productive and do well. And if you look back through history, that is what's happened to the Soviet Union. It's what's happened to Cuba. is happening right now in Venezuela. It never works out. Socialism is a horrible, horrible economic system because it ignores the nature of man.